Fantastic Four! What's going on, y'all? It's your boy. It's taisworldtv. So as you see in the title, this is the Fantastic Four First Steps non-spoiler review. Saw the movie last night. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Please support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate that. Now, long story short, this movie is basically our first introduction of the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family into the MCU, okay? In this movie, we have the Fantastic Four. It's been 4 years since they first came out as superheroes. They are, you know, when you go in the movie, you'll see that they are loved by everybody. They got their faces on everything. It's like they're celebrated as heroes. Now, everything changes when Galactus comes into the fold. And we have to really deal with not only Silver Surfer, but we also have to deal with Galactus as he tries to decimate or eat the planet, okay? And our heroes have to find a way to deal with this conflict, basically in a nutshell. Again, this is a non-spoiler, so I'm not going to get into the whole story, but I am going to get into my positives and negatives really quick, okay? I'm going to give you guys a full review tomorrow on the live stream with my boy Bud. So I can go, you know, so we can both go fully into what we thought about the movie. But so far, story. I think the story was good. It wasn't mind-blowing per se, but I did enjoy the story for what it was. You know what I mean? It does bring you that family element that you wanted from a Fantastic Four movie. Is it better than the other Fantastic Four movies that we got? Absolutely. That's not even a question. Yes. Yes, it's one of the best Fantastic Four movies of all time. But the story was good for what it was. It actually surprised me because I did not think we would get like very comic accurate storyline, specifically with a certain character. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah. So I really thought the story was good. It didn't really blow my socks off till we got to the end. But again, I'll explain all that tomorrow. Also, I think the actors did a wonderful, wonderful job. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm nailed it. Like she is a great Sue Storm. Honestly, out of all the ones that I've seen, she seems like the most comic accurate in terms of like kind of mother to, you know, like she got that mother figure type of thing. And whenever you see a Fantastic Four comic book or, you know, that's what you would usually, you know, see. So, you know, I'm really glad that they brought that here with this. Pedro Pascal. Okay, I wanted to talk about this for a minute. I know everybody has been very anti-Pascal, but just because everybody keeps saying that they see him in everywhere. Personally, I never felt that way. I always felt like you've seen this dude from the 90s up until now. And it's crazy how he has been from TV to like movie stardom at this point. And it's well deserved because he's been working hard in Hollywood for a long time. And you can see that in his body of work. I felt like Pedro Pascal did a awesome job as Reed. He is the Reed from the comics. Like, yeah, we had Jonathan Krasinski from Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, he was dope. Don't get me wrong. He was dope. But I really felt like Pedro really knocked it out the park. And I really see why the casting people got this man. Because he knocks it out as Reed. And he brings this level of Reed that John did not really get a chance to because we didn't have time with him like that. Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, I really think he did a good job with the role. I was a little bit nervous because he wasn't like, or from the interviews that I did see, he wasn't really like Chris Evans. Like Chris Evans is legit can play an asshole really well if he wanted to. Joseph Quinn doesn't really play that here. He's a different Johnny Storm. And I like his version a lot better. They do something with Johnny that I've never even seen in the comics. Like, they really give him some depth in here. And there's this part where he does this thing with Shia LaBeouf, the Silver Surfer. And it's amazing. Like, and again, I don't want to get into it, but they really play on his smarts a lot. Like, they think he's this dumb jock, but nah, he's actually really smart. That's how they played it here. And it was pretty cool. Ebon Moss as the Thing. Okay. I think he did a good job. It's kind of hard for me to really say he's better than the guy that we got, Michael Chiklis from the first Fantastic Four. Honestly, I'd prefer him, to be honest with you. He had that gruff voice to him. I don't think Ebon has that here. But, again, I liked what they did with the Thing. I think he pulled it off. I think he did a good job. So the standouts for me, as we get throughout this casting, were Ralph Ineson as Galactus and Julie Gardner as Shia LaBeouf. They were ripped right out of the comics. Now, I know Silver Surfer's a man, blah, 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 whatever. But they knocked it out the park, bro. Enson's voice for Galactus fits this Galactus. And I'm gonna get, and you know what? Let me just get to it. Bro. Galactus is scary as hell, bro. Oh my gosh. It's really like, bro, if this man comes to the MCU, it's done. They're done. They're cooked. Because I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe Sentry could do something. Maybe Thor could do something. I don't know. But if Galactus comes to the actual MCU, they're donezo. Because they really did a great job with Galactus. And even Silver Surfer. They showed her abilities here that I didn't even think she had, bro. The black hole scene, if y'all seen it, y'all know what I'm talking about. Crazy work, bro. Crazy work. And also, I really like how they showed the levels of power in this movie. Like, the Fantastic Four, they may be obscure to a certain degree, but these people are powerful. Very powerful. And you really see that when you get to the third act. I ain't gonna say nothing. All I'm gonna say is Galactus versus the Fantastic Four. Crazy work. But I love how Galactus was such a threat here. I love that, man. And I hope we see more Galactus in the future, which I think we will. He deserves to be a main baddie when we get to the next phases. When we get to X-Men and all that, he deserves to be the next big bad. That's all I'm gonna say. So let me get to my negatives real quick. I said this in my Superman review too. This is a safe movie, right? And I think it kind of just brought the movie down a little bit. And I say that because just like with the Superman movie, they had to kind of get all the right things in there from all the criticisms that people have had in the past, because Superman and Fantastic Four have this negative weight to them based on their past showings. So I get why they played it safe for this movie. And I say this because when you get to the movie, you could see that there were a lot cut out from this movie. There's a lot cut out. And I wish we would have saw John Malkovich's character, because he was going to play the Red Ghost. I wish I would have saw that, So that's a negative for me. I don't want to say this is a negative. Maybe it is a negative. I'm not sure. But it does, pacing wise, it does slow in the first act. It does slow down, but then it picks up when you get to the second and the third act. Especially the third act. That third act was great. And usually the third act, depending on the movie, is either going to help the movie or harm the movie. The third act really helped the movie. But the first act was a little slow. I'm not going to hold you guys. But I just wish I would have saw the full movie, because I felt like they focused on that too more than they did in the final cut that we got into this movie. I just want to see the extended cut because I feel like this movie would have been better had they not cut out certain things from the movie, because it looks like you could tell that it's this movie's cut. I'll just leave it like that. Like I said, I got a couple of negatives, but they don't overweigh the positive enjoyment that I had in this movie. And I cannot wait till we see them in the MCU. Oh my gosh. And I got a couple of theories now that I've been thinking, but I want to save that for tomorrow when we do the full spoiler review. So I need y'all to go check that out, okay? So right now, I'm gonna give this a 8.5 out of 10. So guys, let me know what you guys thought about this movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Also, do you want to see more reviews, non-spoiler, just like this? If you do, I need you to smash that like button, because that'll get me further into the algorithm of YouTube, so we can get ourselves out there, okay? Also smash on that like button if you want to stay here, because anytime I post anything, anime, movie, TV show wise, you're gonna be the first one to know. All right? With that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.